Quick question. What color is trust? If you said blue, you're about to find out you're only half right. There's a peer-reviewed reason IBM's blue works completely different from Facebook's blue. And it has nothing to do with the color itself. Hey, I'm Zen from Impact Brains. If you've ever googled what does the color blue mean in marketing, you've probably landed on one of those charts that says blue means trust, red means urgency, green means eco-friendly, full stop. Today, I'm going to show you why that's mostly wrong, what the actual research says, and walk through a chart you can actually use, backed by real studies and 11 brands you already know. Here's the thing, almost every color psychology post skips. There is no single study that proves blue universally means trust to every person on earth. The most cited review on this topic, Elliot and Maier, published in the Annual Review of Psychology, looked across the field and concluded there is no universal emotional meaning tied to any color. Effects depend on context and culture. So if color doesn't have one fixed meaning, why does it matter so much in branding? Because of fit. How well a color matches what your brand is already trying to say. That's the real finding from another major paper, Labrecque and Milne's exciting red competent blue study. Three more things worth knowing. 1. A 2006 study by Satyendra Singh found color shapes a customer's first impression of a product within seconds, but appropriateness mattered more than the specific hue. 2. Research by Singh and Srivastava. Research by Singh and Srivastava found that culture, demographics, and personal experience all change how people read color, which is exactly why global brands localize their palettes market by market. And 3. A 2024 study had over 600 food brands and 30,000 plus Google reviews found real links between logo color and customer sentiment. But the researchers themselves said those patterns were tied to that category, not universal laws. So here's how I'd actually use color psychology, not as a rule book. Number 1. Red. This usually means energy, urgency, and appetite, common in food and retail clearance. It needs contrast to read as a call to action. Number 2. Navy blue. The single most common safe choice in finance and B2B because it signals stability. The trade-off is it can look generic without a strong accent. Blue. It is calm, dependable, the most broadly liked color worldwide, so differentiation matters more than the hue in this color. Green. Growth, health, go. Common in wellness and sustainability, a learned industry convention, not a fixed rule. Gold or yellow. You'll see this constantly in finance and luxury, almost always paired with a dark base like navy or black. That combination is shorthand from premium without shouting. Purple. Although it is less common, which is exactly why it works so well for beauty and SaaS brands trying to stand out. Pink. It displays warmth, approachability, playfulness, tone changes the meaning fast, and from soft pastel to saturated hot pink are the color choices. And white. This one's a great proof point that color isn't universal. In a lot of Western branding it reads as clean and minimal. But in some cultures, it's actually associated with mourning. Gray. It is a neutral, balanced professional color, common in consulting and automotive, usually a supporting color. Black. It displays authority, exclusivity, sophistication, pairs with almost any accent color such as gold, yellow, or anything else, which is why it never dates. Now here's where it gets fun, because the brands you already know put this fit over formula idea better than any studies. Spotify's green works because it's instantly recognizable in a sea of black and white app icons. Not because green is calming, Coca-Cola's red has had the same impact for decades for one boring reason: consistency. Tiffany blue is maybe the strongest example out there. used so consistently that the color itself became part of their trademark. Ups built an entire reliability message on brown. Entire reliability message on brown, a color most brands would never choose. And Meta's blue? Reportedly partly a practical choice, Mark Zuckerberg has red green color vision deficiency and blue is the richest color he can see clearly. It still became one of the most recognized blues in tech because of consistency, not the hue itself. So this is the contrast of our own website where we use dark navy and gold, and as you can see all the tests have passed. So this is a good example. If you're picking colors for your own brand right now, skip the color wheel and start with your brand's personality. Check what your competitors already use and decide on purpose whether you want to fit in or stand out. Then test contrast and accessibility before you fall in love with a palette. And if you are applying this to physical stuff like signage or an awning out front, test the actual fabric in daylight because colors fade and shift outdoors. I put the full chart, all 11 brand breakdowns and the studies I mentioned into one guide. Links in the description and there's a free downloadable PDF version of the chart too. If this was useful, subscribe. I am doing more of these on brand strategy, and if you want a second opinion on your own brand colors, there's a free audit link below as well. Thanks for watching.